Yeah, I mean, sellers ask us that all the time. They say, you're the professional. You tell us what you want to list the house for, and then we tell them, and they tell us that we're wrong, which is kind of funny. Um, but realistically, as a seller, we tell our sellers all the time, it's your house. You're the one that's going to choose what you want to sell it for. We'll just decide whether we think we can get that number, and if we don't think we can get that number, we will turn your listing down. And I tell people all the time, there's good news and bad news. One, we're not going to list with you. The other is that you can throw a rock and probably find 5 agents that'll list the house for whatever you want to list it for. But I will bet you anything you want that they're not going to sell it, and they're just going to ask you for price reduction after price reduction and after price reduction. So as a seller, here's what you need to do. You need to take the emotion out of it, right? And I know that that's the hard part. But what you're going to look, this is what buyers agents, and appraisers look for. They look at houses that are within your neighborhood first. Okay, most of the houses that we sell in the Union County area, most of them are in neighborhoods, not all, but so let's just talk about the majority. They're in your neighborhood. They're within 10% of your square foot. So if your square foot's 3,000 square foot, they're going to look, between 2,700 and 3,300 square feet. Forget about that big monstrosity of 4,700 square foot or that little tiny one of 1,800 square foot. They're going to look within 10, maybe 15% of the same square footage as yours. And they're going to look for the last 6 months. Okay, and they're going to look for 2 to 3 houses that meet that criteria. Those are your best comps. Okay, now, obviously, there's some sways up and down. Well, that one had gold toilets and that one didn't. That one's got a third-car garage and that one doesn't. But for the majority, that's what they're looking for. Looking for within 10 to 15% of the square footage sold within your neighborhood, and if you're not in a neighborhood, within a half a mile to a mile of your house. And that has sold in the last 6 months. They'll go back to 9 months. They'll go back to 12, but the appraiser has to basically justify that to the bank of why they're going back 12 months. And those are the numbers that you need to look at. Those are the numbers that we're gonna show you. We believe that though, if you can get as close to comparable as those, that's when your house is going to sell the fastest. That you just need to look at what has sold in the neighborhood in the last 6 months and how your house compares to those, right? And again, most of these houses in Union County, they were built by the same builder. Your neighbor, same builder, same floor plan, same, they're all pretty close to the same, right? I lived in Lawson for many, 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 many years, and let's just face it, all those houses were awesome. They were, one wasn't way better than the other, and there wasn't any that was terrible. They were all pretty close. So that's what you should look at as a seller.